The Florida Tropics as they host the Milwaukee Wave. Thanks for spending some time with us this evening at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. I'm Brian Ackley along with Evan Weston. And Evan, been looking forward to this one for a long time. Milwaukee, one of the best teams, no question about it, in the MASL, and they're led by two great players in Ian Bennett and Max Ferdinand.
Yeah, two guys who are very much worth playing for perhaps the ultimate legacy team in this league. They've been around since day one in 1984. Bennett, frankly, maybe the best player in the league. 50-goal scorer each of the last 2 years. A shoo-in MVP candidate. Many thought he should have won the award last year and will certainly contend for it this year. And, of course, Ferdinand is the guy who sets him up. 65 assists in the last 2 seasons to go along with 33 goals himself. This is two players in a tandem that Florida's going to have to defend as a team if they want to win.
And if the Tropics are really going to have any chance tonight, and they certainly do, we don't want to sell Florida short, but Hugo Silva, their new goaltender, is going to have a very big game.
Well, last year around this time, Florida pulled an upset against the Baltimore Blast. It was because they got a great performance in net. Hugo Silva is going to have to do the same thing. He's had a great start to the year, under 6 goals allowed, and a lot of that is 6th attacker goals that have come against him. He's a really solid goalkeeper, but he's going to have to be that much better. We've seen him make plays with his feet, too. Up the field on the counter, that might have to come into play as well.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. A big game tonight in the South Central Division.
And ladies and gentlemen,
the fabric in this bulletproof vest is so strong, it can stop a speeding bullet. And this biaxial braid fabric is so strong, we decided to build a hose out of it. And here it is, the brand new Pocket Hose Brass Bullet. So incredibly strong, it can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. Just turn on the water and watch the brass bullet inflate and expand to a full-size super hose. Then when you're done, turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a lightweight pocket hose. This new brass bullet hose will never tangle or kink. Never! Get the incredible 25-foot Pocket Hose Brass Bullet today for only $19.99. And you'll also get the Turbo Shot Jet Nozzle free. Order now, and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. Toss the old hoses away and grab a brass bullet hose today.
Call 1-800-355-7430 to get your brass bullet hose. Call or visit brassbullethose.com. So call 1-800-355-7430. Order now.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need Credit Repair now. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average 11 negative items removed from their credit report and a 40-point increase after the first 4 months in our program. Start working on your credit today. Call now to start repairing your credit score so that you can work towards getting the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-776-1642. That's 1-800-776-1642.
This is the first of 4 meetings between the Milwaukee Wave and Florida Tropics this season. Newly minted, if you will, in the South Central Division this year. It's only the second time ever that these two teams have played in the first 2 years of the Tropics' existence, and that game was last March up in Milwaukee, and the Wave took it by a score of 7-3. So this is Milwaukee's first ever visit here in Lakeland. The Tropics come in 2-2, and Milwaukee comes in 2-0. The Tropics will start Lucas Monolaris and Anthony Arrico, along with Guillerme, who has been the story of the early season for Florida. Max Touloud is out there, as is Lucas Teixeira. Of course, the Wave will counter with their A unit, if you will, anchored by Ian Bennett, and the man getting ready to kick things off here at the center stripe, that is, of course, Max Ferdinand. Luan Oliverio also out there. And we are underway here in Lakeland, Florida. Glad to have you with us tonight. And missed you there early, as Guillerme almost had a chance. Monolaris steps up on the challenge. That is Luan Oliverio with it. Nice move to the middle of the field, but good defensive help by Max Touloud.
Not a great omen there right off the start for Jonathan Santos. But fortunately for him, was bailed out by his goalkeeper.
Yeah, Guillerme not, speed is not Guillerme's forte. He's not slow, but he is the man who has scored 6 goals in the absence of some of the leading scorers on this Tropics roster.
He's a very technical player. Interesting to see, too, Monolaris playing up the field a little bit so far.
Yeah, Clay Roberts has given him some offensive chances this year. You'll see him on the power play unit. He wears number 90, and he's right there on Ferdinand at the yellow line. And Ferdinand makes a move by, but Monolaris recovers.
A good recovery there by Lucas. I mean, Ferdinand could do that to just about any defender in this league, but a good recovery there by Monolaris. Gets himself in the right position, makes a play.
Good defensive play by Marcio Leite to deny Anthony Arrico a chance. And Josh Lemos will clear it and goes out of play. So this will be a dangerous restart opportunity here for the Tropics early on.
And they're going to bring on personnel to do just that. Monolaris had just come out and is going to come right back in. These are the types of chances that I think Florida has to take advantage of tonight. Are they going to be outclassed technically? Probably.
Here's Pereira's. He will not be the trigger man. It's Guillerme shot, and they go! I don't know if Freddie Mugin got a piece of it or not. If he didn't, it's Guillerme's 7th of the year.
Oh, what a story he's been. Incredible stuff. 6 goals already, and not even a minute and a half into this one. Look at the power on that. I do think it hit the post. That's exactly what happened. It hit the post, the goalkeeper, and then the back of the twine. Absolutely outstanding. What a rocket from Guillerme. I said that to you when we were watching warm-ups today. Guillerme looks like he's feeling it tonight. He's been feeling it all year. And this is exactly the start Florida needed. Everybody knows about Milwaukee. Between them and Baltimore, when you see them on the schedule, you get a little lump in your throat. You pull back a little bit. And Florida taking it right to them at home. You're in our division now? All right, you got a new rival.
Well, we'll see how it plays out, but a big start for the Tropics, not even 90 seconds in. And Guillerme indeed gives Florida the early 1-0 lead. Nothing that Lemos could do on that one.
No, in fact, he helped it out, but he really was just caught in the wrong spot. There was nothing that he could have done.
Here's Renaud with it, being chased by J.P. Reyes, gets it in front. Good play by Alves to clear it out of the box and back out to the midfield line. Enzo Marangoni there. Now here's a chance by Laidley, and he just pokes it wide. Joanne Laidley with an opportunity. Marangoni with it in the corner, has it taken away. Laidley in there, he's a pest. Still comes out of there with it, but Marangoni couldn't pick up the loose ball.
Well, that was a tough shot for Laidley. He looked like it was open, but he had the defender. That was Vega right on his hip, and he just couldn't get the angle to get it in there. But this is good for Florida. They're getting space over the top on the counter. I think they've caught Milwaukee by surprise a little bit.
This is Angel Curial with it into the corner, shot right on. Hugo Silva makes the save, and he will slow things down here a little bit.
There will be more difficult shots on target
than
that for Silva, but it's good to see him make a sure-handed stop early.
Oh, Alves had Max Touloud and Guillerme downfield, and unfortunately didn't get it wide enough, and Lemos was able to come out and make an easy play. Here's Santos. ahead to Alex Bradley, and he'll get it back to the midfield circle to Daniel Chamelet. Back to Lemos.
And Milwaukee's trying to take the air out of the game a little bit here, Brian. Florida's had so much success going over the top. The Wave just want to slow this down and turn this into a game where their technical skill can help them out, although frankly blasting lasers from outside the yellow line into the tunnel is not going to be the way to do that.
That was Oliveria on the miss there.
And he doesn't miss the target often.
No, he does not.
Luan Oliveria. We talked about Ferdinand and Bennett, who just came back in for Milwaukee, but number 8 in green, or is that yellow, is no slouch.
Some pressure in the Florida zone and a steal now. Here's Oliveria being watched by Ruiz. Shot never quite got through, and Monaleros tries to clear the zone, and he will. Over the yellow line now. Nice through ball to Guilherme. Guilherme in over the yellow line. Has a man in front, Mugin, and he can't get the redirect. Good idea by Guilherme, and Mugin just did not quite pan out.
This is actually
Marangoni,
Enzo
right?
Marangoni.
Sorry,
And the ball took just a little bit of a deflection on its way into Freddie. I don't know that Marangoni had a shot there. I think he made the right decision, just a tough break and a good block in front. And to start that was a block and then a beautiful pass by Monaleros. I think he was feeling it after Ferdinand put him in his pocket earlier. He wanted to show that he's got some great moves too.
Long ball into the Florida zone, and Silva able to come out of there with it.
And Milwaukee has not been composed or together at all through these opening few minutes, and I think that's got to count as a victory for the Tropics. They caught Milwaukee off guard early. They're playing the game that they want to play, and the Wave are going to have to make an adjustment.
They might still be thawing out. You know, it's a little chillier up north than
Absolutely.
it is down here. And although it wasn't real warm here in Florida today, only about 65, but sure to the folks in Milwaukee, that sounds pretty good.
It's a great little tackle there by Marangoni. Oh, and that's not a great entry there by Monaleros.
Good recovery by Teixeira. Challenged by Teixeira, and they will call Lucas on the foul. So a restart for Milwaukee.
That's a little bit of tough luck there for Lucas. He comes out and finds the ball, hit him right in the foot. But these are the situations where Florida, they're going to have to be solid tonight. They're going to have to be brave. They certainly have so far, but we have 56 minutes left in this game.
Well, let's put it this way. Milwaukee has put up a 10 spot in each of their first 2 wins.
Yeah.
So we know they will get some tonight. The question is how many.
Yeah, one ain't going to do it. Absolutely not.
Top of the box now. Layoff to one of the Milwaukee forwards. And it'll come all the way back to Lemos. That's Vandergrift, Chad Vandergrift. Had him as number 2 on the roster. It's actually number 3. This is...
Might be a difference in the home and the road kit. You get that sometimes.
Renaud drawing the foul. Ricardinho with it. Gets it back out to Guilherme, their own Guilherme. Viega for the Wave. He'll head to the bench on a line change. This is Leite with it now. A little pressure by Toulouse. Lately up top for the Tropics as well. And they will play it back to Lemos now. Good intercept by Teixeira. Gives it to Lately. Lately. Down the right side, being watched by Leite. Lately into the corner. Tried to get it in front to Rico.
What a player he is. A little dynamo out there. He's just such a great player in possession for a center forward. And that's why he can play that role despite not having the height that you would expect from that position. All he was lacking there was a teammate to go get the ball.
Andrew Hain gets it back to Guilherme. Wave now with some room to operate. Guilherme with a lot of space. Feeds it off on the right side. In front, knocked out of there by J.P. Reyes. Good defensive play by Reyes. Leite will reset the offense now for Milwaukee. Coming down to the 8.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. The restart goal by, here's a steal, chance in front, shot, and a goal. Giveaway by the Tropics, and Rafael Alves, who is one of the tallest Tropics, could not get it, as Santos will get credit for the Milwaukee goal, and they tie it at 1.
Yeah, he's the kinds of mistakes you can't make against a team like this. It was given away. Silva's got to come out. He's got no choice. He gets screened off by Hain, and Alves with a last-ditch effort. But at that point, the book was already written on that one.
So the Wave take advantage of a Tropics mistake and tie it at 1. As we said, there'll be a lot of goals tonight. Tropics do not necessarily want to get in a shootout.
No, I think they don't want to do that at all. I think the early goal off the set piece was great for them. But coming out of that, to make a mistake like that and give the Wave even just a little bit of an opening, they're going to blast the door open.
This is Berche with it, and a goal in Utica on the Tropics' first road trip earlier this month. Ruiz will play it back to Silva now. Silva.
And see, look, now they're pressuring. You know, they've gotten into the game. Now they can press, take control of the game. This is a key passage here for Florida.
Out at the yellow line, this is Shamali.
So now Florida's dropping into a zone. They're trying to make sure that the Wave don't get any easy opportunities.
Yeah, they're going to drop guys deep all night long and get 5 guys behind the ball.
I think that's
as many
smart.
chances as they can.
Even at home, you don't love to do that, but against a team of this caliber, I think it's almost necessary.
Mujin will play it off the boards. Pressure in there by Chamelet. Now in front, a little extra touch.
I'm surprised Bennett didn't turn to shoot that. I guess he approached it from an angle that was horizontal enough that he couldn't quite turn his foot towards the ball, but that was a golden opportunity for Bennett if he'd been able to approach it from just a slightly better angle.
And his runs through the box, you'll see him score a lot of goals like that, no question. Guilherme with it. Where's number 6 here? Being watched by Ruiz.
Yeah, both teams have a Guilherme.
Yeah, right?
Fortunately, the one for Milwaukee uses his last name, so we can differentiate them.
Renaud with it. Renaud still with it. Good save by Silva. Rebound goes in front. Renaud couldn't get there. Knocked out of there by Ruiz. Wave control and Oliveria with it.
Now, those crosses off the boards against a tight zone like this are going to be a little bit tougher. Ooh, oh, that's a 50-50 call down in there.
Yeah, bodies down all over the place, and the whistle was against Milwaukee, but maybe it was against Florida. So it'll be a restart from a dangerous spot here for Milwaukee. That's Guilherme Viega, number 6 on top. They'll lay it off to Renaud, blocked in there nicely by Monaleros. Marangoni gets it out of there. Ooh, tried to feed Guilherme ahead of the field, couldn't do it. Marangoni's got very good speed. Good intercept again. There's a chance for Bennett, a whistle and a foul and a 2-minute penalty coming up here, and this may be a shootout opportunity.
Yeah, that's the right call on the blue card. I think that was a hard challenge. And watch you see, Ruiz has a heavy touch and then swings straight through to the leg. The ball was well passed. That's a good call by the referee.
It was outside the box, so it will not be a penalty shot or a penalty kick. Berche and Ruiz both head to the box. So it'll be a restart from the top of the penalty arc here. That is always dangerous, a man down.
Renaud looks like he picked up a little bit of a knock on that play. He's going to limp off here, although it certainly looks like he'll be all right to continue after a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, this is red flag alert time here for the Tropics with a restart actually just about from the penalty dot. So the Tropics will actually use...
It's a penalty that you're allowed to defend.
That's a good way to put it.
Essentially what this is.
Penalty kick that you can defend, correct. Laid off, shot, and you don't see Ferdinand do that very often.
That's just a mistake. He just missed. And with Max Ferdinand, that's not common. Florida needs to thank their lucky stars that he got so under that ball.
Well, both teams will get 90 seconds to talk about it as we head to a media timeout. Here's the big bomb by Guilherme to get things going, and then Milwaukee with the equalizer. It's 1-1 back in just a moment.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
Well, we'll see if the Tropics can kill off this man advantage. They have not allowed a power play goal yet this year, so that is a little bit of good news, but they haven't faced the likes of the Milwaukee Wave power play either, which is clicking at a 50% rate in their first two contests.
Yeah, this is a lethal unit, and Florida will have to be at their best and then perhaps a little bit lucky too.
Anthony Arrico on the point. He's had 2 shorthanded goals for the Tropics last year. This is Liete with it. Down to Bennett.
And that's the guy they're going to look out for. Bennett making a run in from the left, and then Renault in front is an excellent finisher.
They tried to get it to Renault there, and it's knocked back into the midfield zone where Liete will track it down. Back to
Ferdinand
Renault
on the right side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a bounty for Milwaukee to choose from, and still plenty of time left in it.
Minute 7 to go in the man advantage. Liete with it. Tropics doing a pretty good job keeping Milwaukee on the perimeter at the moment. Now an in ball to Renault, and on the left wing to Bennett, back on top to Liete.
It just took a little bit too long to develop for Milwaukee.
Liete being watched by Arrico. Down to Bennett. Tropics showing pretty good discipline here. Now here's a chance at the top of the arc as Liete dribbles through but can't pull the trigger, and it's cleared out of there at least briefly by Teixeira.
Kills some time, though. It's a good play.
Long ball through to Renault, and a nice play. There's a bicycle kick try by Renault, and it'll be out of play. Good little play by Silva there. He anticipated that ball into the box, and he was able to
I love that. I love that
yeah.
from Milwaukee. I mean, that's a great little play off a clearance. The defense isn't expecting it, and Renault with just that clever little flick, but Silva wise to it. He knows what he's doing, and he was very ready for it. And now just 24 seconds to kill off. Florida should be able to get out of this.
And really, that was their best opportunity, Milwaukee, right there. And it wasn't a tremendous chance. It was a good chance. Here's Guilherme fighting down low, being watched by Liete, and finally it'll roll to Lemos. Quickly will throw it to the midfield line where Bennett picks it up, but Arrico does a good job chasing Bennett down. Down to 6 seconds on the power play opportunity. One more chance here for the Wave. Here's a shot, and again, so to save a rebound off the post as Bennett had a chance. So the Tropics do kill it off as Ruiz is out of the box. The ball will eventually go out of play, and Milwaukee will get a kick in, but the Florida Tropics survive the man down situation.
Well, I mean, Bennett's got to score that. There's just no two ways around it. That's a bad spill by Silva. His first real mistake of the night to put that right in the middle of the box. And Ian Bennett, maybe the best goal scorer in this league, but he has got to put that on target. There's no way he can miss a sitter like that.
And that's a little unusual for Hugo Silva. One of the things we've been really impressed with is Ricardinho. Dance.
And
Milwaukee with the pressure now.
Couldn't get that one under control, and that's a great pass that he should probably be able to put on target. Their two best players not firing on all cylinders so far tonight. I don't think that the Tropics can count on that continuing.
Probably not. Here's Ferdinand with it. Really more of a playmaker than a goal scorer, but he can score, no question about it.
Oh, Santos going down very easily on the other side. Good thing the referee let that go.
Luke will try and track it down in the corner, bangs in there with Chamelet, and finally Chamelet whistled for the foul.
This is good for Florida. They could have fallen apart after the mistake that led to the goal, and then the penalty, and Milwaukee didn't make them pay, and now Florida finding their way back into the game. You're really seeing the chess match going on between these two teams here in the first quarter.
Ball to the midfield circle, and a good recovery by Pereiras as Chamelet was making a run. Now here's a chance in front. Here's Ferdinand, and he chips it wide again.
And again, more finishing problems for the Wave. And Ricardinho's got to shoot there.
Yeah, he certainly did.
He's right in front. He's got Silva caught halfway and passes to Ferdinand, who's at a much tougher angle. And Silva has the post closed off at that point. That is on Ricardinho. He's got to shoot that ball.
Still a 1-1 tie with 2.5 to go.
So that's 3 times now the Wave have had some really poor misses finishing the ball. This could easily be 3-1, 4-1. And the Tropics, quite fortunate that this is still tied.
And Marangoni in no man's land there. Loses it, shot off the boards, rebound chance for Renault. And he is picked up by Marangoni to try and make atonement for...
Yeah, this has turned into street ball defending here for the Tropics. They have got to get organized. Milwaukee is going to be furious with themselves that they did not cash in on some of these opportunities.
Well, and the same can be said for the Tropics, because they came out the first 4 or 5 minutes and
they dominated.
Controlled play and only did get the restart goal, and that's been Milwaukee's game for the last 5 or 6, but still just a 1-1 tie. And it may play out that way for most of the night, a little back and forth affair. Here's Renault. That is Vandergrift making a run. Gets it down to Curial in the corner. Curial with a shot right on, and there's the save by Silva. The point I was going to make on Hugo Silva is it's unusual for him to give up rebounds. One of the things we've really been impressed now that we've had a chance to watch him for several games is not only his ability, but he doesn't give up rebounds very often.
No, he's just such a sound goalkeeper. He's solid, and he's had a couple. The one really bad one that Bennett didn't make him pay on, but he had one earlier too that didn't land with a Wave player. And now we got a player down for Florida.
Something weird just happened to Lucas Teixeira, because he was just trying to make a pass, and something happened to his hip. Or
I hope it's not a one of those non-contact injuries. I mean, he's holding his hip.
Yeah, it was really an unusual. We'll take a look at it on replay. I mean, it was very innocuous. He just took a swing, and then all of a sudden, maybe it's a cramp. I don't know.
Yeah, something of that nature. It just looked like he locked up after he swung his foot through the ball.
It was really unusual. Had a car accident or have a personal injury, then look to Brooks, our official injury attorneys. Go to brookslawgroup.com or call 1-800-LAW-3030 for more information. So a lot of concern on the part of the Tropics here, as Teixeira has been one of their key contributors, not only so far this season, but all through the Tropics' existence. Florida in its 3rd season now in the MASL. Of course, Milwaukee, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a true legacy franchise in this league. They go back to the American Indoor Soccer Association all the way back in 1984. I actually covered the American Indoor Soccer Association back in Columbus, Ohio in the day. So we will take a timeout as we check on Lucas Teixeira and be back in just a moment. You're watching MASL.TV.
So you've decided to go.
Well, as you can see, Teixeira walking off the field very gingerly. And don't think it was a cramp. That was my initial kind of hope, just because the way he went down so quickly. But they certainly weren't treating it on the field like it was a cramp. And Certainly the way he's walking off, I mean, just a really unusual sequence of events there.
Well, fortunately, he's at least able to get to the bench and hopefully stretch that out.
Yeah, I really will have to check after the game to see exactly what happened, but that's he's going to head right to the locker room for treatment, and we'll see if we can't get a report maybe before long and let you know what's going on with Teixeira, but certainly a loss for the Tropics here. Here's a chance shot, net hits the crossbar as Viega let it go.
That took I think it took a deflection.
Yeah, I think
right
it did
as he shot the ball off of Alves.
And that will probably mean Rafael Alves will take a more regular shift than perhaps the Tropics were thinking tonight. He's been nursing a little bit of a foot injury himself. Play along the near boards. Zarico trying to get it out of there, does to Toulouse. Toulouse with a nice little move. Chance for a counter here for the Tropics. Laidley at the yellow line. Laidley tried to cut it into the box and couldn't get past a good defensive play by Bennett.
That's beautiful by Bennett. Just got enough in Laidley's path without fouling that he touched it too far in front of himself and then walked the ball back to the goalkeeper.
Pressure by Lucas Monolaris, and it'll go over the boards, and it'll be a kick in for Florida here.
Another good. I mean, we haven't seen much pressure from Florida, and again, pressing this team is so dangerous because if you don't get a turnover within the first 5 or 10 seconds of the pressure, they're going to go over the top and they're going to burn you.
Tropics, I think, they're going to try maybe with one more chance. Here's Pereiras on the turn. Pereiras with a shot, and that goes wide. And they did have time right there, and Toulouse was parked far post, but could not get a foot on it. So we're through 15 minutes here in Lakeland tonight. Pretty good quarter, that is, for both sides. They each had opportunities, but no blood. We're tied at 1. Back in just a moment.
Fabric in this bulletproof vest is so strong, it can stop a speeding bullet. And this biaxial braid fabric is so strong, we decided to build a hose out of it. And here it is, the brand new Pocket Hose Brass Bullet. So incredibly strong, it can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. Just turn on the water and watch the brass bullet inflate and expand to a full-size super hose. Then when you're done, turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a lightweight pocket hose. This new brass bullet hose will never tangle or kink. Never! Get the incredible 25-foot Pocket Hose Brass Bullet today for only $19.99. And you'll also get the Turbo Shot Jet Nozzle free. Order now, and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. Toss the old hoses away and grab a brass bullet hose today.
Call 1-800-355-7430 to get your brass bullet hose. Call or visit brassbullethose.com. So call 1-800-355-7430. Order now.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need Credit Repair now. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average 11 negative items removed from their credit report and a 40-point increase after the first 4 months in our program. Start working on your credit today. Call now to start repairing your credit score so that you can work towards getting the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-776-1642. That's 1-800-776-1642.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you...
So Guilherme gets it started at the 124 mark of the first. Santos with the equalizer at 6:21, and we start the second quarter tied at 1. Guilherme with it to Rafael Alves. Looking in the corner for Marangoni. Marangoni challenges in there along with Ruiz. Now Santos in there for the wave. And he will clear it back out to the midfield line. Reyes tracks it down ahead of Bennett. Tropics will set up here at midfield. Guilherme tried to get it ahead to Marangoni, and that little give and go did not work.
Yeah, it looks, it's little heavy touches like that where you just give the ball away that Florida's got to avoid. It'd be great if they could do what they did in the first quarter and actually set up shop and have some possession in the first few minutes here. The defense at times had gotten a street ball sort of feel to it with just how chaotic everything had been, which is to Milwaukee's advantage. They'll have to settle things down here in the second quarter.
Marangoni with some pressure as Milwaukee just sets up at midfield now. Santos gets it over to Josh Lemos, who is out of his net. Now Lemos, under new rules this year in the MASL, is not able to possess the ball past the midfield line until the fourth quarter. So even though Lemos is well out, there is no chance for him to advance the ball himself. Now finally into the Florida end of the field. There's a chance off the boards in front. Rebound, great save by Silva as he robs Vandergriff.
Well, he missed the first one, right? And that's the reason it happened. And he just makes himself as big as he can and drops back just enough. What a great save.
Might have been his best of the year. Here's Ferdinand with a shot, and that will go out of play.
If we can see that again, a phenomenal save by Silva. So he misses the first ball. Watch, he gets caught out, but he gets right back and makes himself big to cover the post. Again, yes, he definitely did make a mistake on the initial ball in. There's no doubt about that. But no one's going to remember that. They're going to remember that incredible save.
Terrific play by Silva off the boards there. That's why the Tropics brought him in. They were looking for an upgrade in goal, and they believe they have found it in Silva. And really, you look at his first 2 games here at home, and he had a shutout well into the second half against St. Louis before they went to a 6th attacker midway through the third quarter, and then against Harrisburg in a win. He had only given up 2 goals well into the fourth quarter until Harrisburg went to a 6th attacker. So he really has played well here at home. Did not have a particularly great game against Utica on the road, but certainly has fared very well here at the RP Funding Center. And as we said right at the top, if the Tropics are going to have a chance tonight, he's going to have to come up big. The Tropics trying to create an opportunity here. Mujin going to be double teamed almost, and does finally lose it. Mujin wanted a whistle, won't get it.
I don't think he needed
nope.
He was going to get one either. That was a nice play defensively by Vega.
Chance shot and a good save by Silva off the foot of Curial, and again no rebound.
That was tricky from Curial. He tried to go across the goalkeeper to the far post. Silva had it ready.
Laidley will pick it up, being marked now by Viega, and he will play it back to Albans.
Those are the hardest ones, when the ball's coming across you and you're headed the opposite direction. So you see Silva's feet. Watch his feet here. His feet are going to go out the other way, but he's able to control his body enough to dive towards the ball. That's a nice play. It's a harder save than it looks.
Yeah, I was just going to make that point. I was talking with Will Arroyo, the goaltenders coach, before the game, and one of the things, among many things that we've been impressed with Silva, is as a big guy, he gets down to the turf very well and very quickly. And that's not as easy as it looks. Here's the ball now to Bennett in the corner. Bennett, nice play by Reyes, but Milwaukee will retain possession. Renault at the yellow line.
JP's the kind of guy you just love to have on your team.
Veteran presence.
So solid.
Yep. One of the few guys that's been in the sport as long as Bennett has. Lemos will take it in his own zone. Over to Renault. Long ball ahead now to Oliveria. Oliveria being watched by Laidley, taken away by Pereiras, and then Oliveria steals it right back. Santos with it. Too many cooks in the kitchen there for Milwaukee. Couldn't decide what they wanted.
Renault was defending him, his own player, for a solid 3 seconds there.
And that's okay, because that otherwise would have been a heck of a chance.
Well, Oliveri made a great recovery.
There's Renault with it. Back to the goal, being challenged by Alvis and knocked back to the midfield line.
And that was good defense because Bennett was making a run straight towards the goal. It did look like Reyes had him taken care of, but you've got to watch out for Bennett.
Salute will keep it in play here, try to push forward. Salute with an opportunity, and he pushed it just a little too far ahead, and Santos was able to recover. Now Alvis with a nice header down to Guilherme. Guilherme to Salute. Salute looking for a runner. Salute takes a shot. Good save by Lemos on the short side.
I like that from Salute. Created a little space for himself to where he could fit the ball in. And I mean, just Lemos, just such a good goalkeeper. And that's a save that he's going to make 99 times out of 100. But the initiative from Salute was good.
Counter for the Wave here. Lay off to Renault. Shot, and I think it went off his own man, Ferdinand.
That might have gone in.
Yeah.
That was a shot that was taking a creative twist towards the goal. They've given the ball to Milwaukee, and I don't know that that's the right call.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I think that went off of Ferdinand.
He was in the vicinity for sure, but it'll be a corner kick from Milwaukee nonetheless. So this is always dangerous. Here's a shot by Renaud. Tried to go far post, and a good defensive effort by Alvis snuffs that out.
They've changed the call now to give the ball to Florida. How about that?
Well, they've been a little bit of a makeup call,
yeah,
not sure.
So. I think they were both wrong, and they're going to even out.
Now Brian Miller and Kermit Quisenberry, two of the better officials, so I'm not going to question it too much. Here's a chance in front by Marangoni, bidding for his first goal ever in the MASL.
I love that from Berche. Give your guy a chance to make a play.
Reyes will back it out and cross it to Berche, down to Marangoni now, back to Berche. Still tied at 1, no goals here in the second quarter. Tropics getting on the board in the first 90 seconds, but have been held quiet since, but they've done a pretty good job keeping the Wave in check themselves. And as we know, that is no small feat. Berche will corral it and get it over to Monolaris. Back to Berche now. Gets it deep into the Milwaukee zone for Freddie Mugin. Taking a regular shift tonight, his second game back after a little bit of a quad injury, sidelined him for the first 3 games in the regular season. And a spot shifted last week, and tonight is out there as a regular. Good to see. Expecting Ricardo Dieguez back maybe in a couple of weeks. He has been sidelined since the start of the season. Had sports hernia surgery a couple of weeks ago. Actually did return to training this week and has pretty much been given a full go by the doctors to train as hard as he feels like he is able. There's a takedown by Monolaris, and they're going to say play on. Monolaris with a long ball to Freddie, but Lemos had seen what was happening and came out. Good play by Lemos. Here's a steal by Monolaris. Monolaris gets it across to Freddie, not quite enough on the pass. Good recovery by the Wave, and now a chance for Milwaukee. Here's a challenge by Alvis on Ricardinho. Still with it. Rico picks him up. Salute knocks him down, and the whistle is called.
Got the elbow in there. Monolaris has been on the cusp of making something happen at a couple of different points in this game. He was very close to fitting in that perfectly to Mugin. And just a great recovery defensively back there. I believe that was Shamali who made that play. It was fantastic positioning by the defender. He had to be in the perfect place to intercept that pass.
Been some nice defensive plays on both sides of the ball. Here's a chance in front. Redirect by Vandergrift goes wide, and Alvis will head it back out to midfield. Toulouse going to try and track it down for the Tropics.
Oh, look, if you told Clay Roberts that you were going to hold Milwaukee to 1 goal through a quarter and a half, I think he'd be thrilled. I think Florida is probably happier with a 1-1 than Milwaukee, especially as we see a foul here called on Vandergrift with some of the missed chances that the Wave had. Really 3 clear-cut chances that they did not put on target in the dying stages of that first quarter.
Want to send our best along to Chris Economides, under the weather tonight, not able to make it over to the game. Our chief operating officer here in Florida. Heck of a time to get sick right during the holidays, but sure he's tuned in on MASL.TV tonight. Did a great job last week in your absence, Evan, so we want to wish Chris a speedy recovery. See him back here next Saturday for that big showdown against the Orlando Seawolves, who are kind of taking out their frustrations
what a
on
game.
the Mississauga Metro Stars tonight. Last we checked, it was 5-1 Orlando in the first quarter.
They were just putting everything in the back of the net. What Milwaukee have been doing to people this year, but they have not done it tonight here in Lakeland.
Orlando bidding for their first ever win as a new team in the league this year. And they will be here at the RP Funding Center next Saturday. That is the first of 6 regular season meetings between the Seawolves and the Tropics. Long ball into Renault. Still loose in there. Here's a chance, and not a great strike by Bennett there, and Silva's able to make a relatively easy save.
It would be tough for me to criticize Bennett for that one. That was an extraordinarily difficult chance.
Steal by Pereiras. Pereiras puts it through the box. Guilherme will pick up the loose ball, but has it taken away. Here's Chamelet with it, with space. Chamelet with the shot right on, and Silva again stands his ground. Nice save by Hugo Silva. He has been sharp here tonight mostly.
I think Chamelet's been man of the match so far for Milwaukee. He's been their best defender. He's made a difference going forward. But a really, really great run, solo run with the ball, coast to coast, if you will, and just didn't get the greatest of shots.
Silva will come off the line now. Play it deep into the Milwaukee end, right to his counterpart, Lemos. Long outlet to Renault. Being watched by Louise. Now Ferdinand with it. Ferdinand with a shot, and that will go high and wide.
And that's a frustration shot. That's a low percentage shot that he's taking because he's frustrated.
No goals yet, but we still got over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter as Hugo Silva comes up big time and again for the Tropics. You're watching MASL.TV.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
That the Milwaukee Wave have been in existence as a pro soccer franchise since 1984, having played originally in the old American Indoor Soccer Association, which was actually put together as a kind of a Midwestern circuit of minor league teams for the then major indoor soccer league. The Columbus Capitals played for a couple of years, got a chance to cover their games. Here's a great indoor soccer trivia question for you, Evan Weston, and I'll be very impressed if you know the answer to what was the Kalamazoo franchise's nickname in the AISA?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yes,
I know their college team is the Broncos.
Here comes a 2-on-1. Toulouse tried to get it in front, and it was deflected, and Lemos had to make a diving save. Just for the record, and for those folks in Kalamazoo tuned in tonight, it was the Kangaroos. Here's a counter chance and a nice defensive play by Albus.
I knew that. I've definitely heard the Kalamazoo Kangaroos. As soon as you said that, I smacked the table. I'm actually frustrated now that I didn't get that.
Whistle away from the ball, and that's because one of the Wave players is down in front of the Milwaukee goal. Did not see exactly what happened behind the play there. Yeah, there were some the Chicago Shockers, I believe, or no, it was the Chicago Vultures, I think it was, think the injured player is Oliveira.
It is Luan Oliveira. Yeah, he got clipped by Alvis going in there on that hard challenge. And I think that might have been a foul. Let's see this again. So here's Alvis. Now he gets the ball.
Yeah,
and just
nice play. Yeah.
Yep, just clipped him on the back of the heel, and that'll sting for a little bit for Oliveira.
Louisville Thunder in the old AISA.
Yeah, the Chicago Shockers still
and
exist,
the Vultures.
As a youth organization.
Right?
Yeah, several Orlando City players came up with them. If we have a look at this last shot here, so this, because of the deflection, ends up being a way harder play for Lemos than it would have otherwise, because he's got, watch the full extension here. That's a nice play.
Yeah, it was, and Toulouse was making a pass to Lately and kind of an unintentional redirect, if you will, and Lemos was able to recover. So Oliveira is going to be gingerly walking off the field. Don't believe, I know we haven't seen Lucas Teixeira come back onto the field. He's on the sideline riding a stationary bike right now, so that's actually a pretty good sign.
Excellent sign that he's back out there and is at least trying to loosen up that leg. That makes me think it was a cramp or something of that nature. But
they didn't treat it like a cramp, but
he was holding his hip, which was what was so weird about it.
It was.
I can't say I know enough about hips to speculate, but it is certainly, we can tell you it's a good sign that he's out there riding the bike and trying to loosen everything up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure we'd have another sighting of Teixeira the rest of the evening, so we'll see if perhaps he can come out and play in the second half. As we said, Alvis taking more of a regular shift than perhaps he had anticipated with that toe issue, which doesn't sound much, but if you're a soccer player and you have a toe injury, that's kind of like a pitcher having a blister on his finger or something. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but can be a problem.
Yep.
Kicked out of play, so Milwaukee will get a restart, I believe, from the yellow line. Milwaukee, I think, actually wants a restart from the top of the arc, but they're not going to win that.
No, they're not going to get that, nor should they.
Ovation Bistro and Bar is the best smokehouse in Central Florida, with amazing food and an $8.99 daily lunch special at all 3 locations in Winter Haven, Davenport, and now right here in Lakeland. Ovation Bistro and Bar's food speaks for itself. Ovation Bistro and Bar, where doing the extraordinary is ordinary. Extraordinary matchup here tonight in the South Central Division of the MASL, the 2-0 Milwaukee Wave and the 2-2 Florida Tropics.
Nice tackle by the ref.
Ahead to Guillerme. Guillerme didn't have a shot, tries to work through a double team and almost a triple team in the corner, and finally taken away. Didn't have any help there.
Now the referee can breathe a sigh of relief that he won't be getting a hockey assist or anything like that. It was a great tackle. He was right in position.
Things getting a little physical here as Arico stuck out a leg. And
it was J.P. Reyes just
it was
stuck
JP,
out his right leg. And yeah, it's a foul. It's not a blue card, but it's a foul. It's a good call.
Alex Bradley, the recipient of that little challenge.
I like the pressure. They're going to have to pick their spots with it. But it is something, a weapon that they have to use, and it works out.
Alvis with some space being challenged now by Bradley. Good recovery by Alex Bradley as Alvis couldn't quite settle it enough to make a really good run. And he can score.
Yeah, as we look at this in the overall here, I think the Tropics defensively have been phenomenal in the second quarter. It got a little chaotic at times in the first quarter. Silva made that one great save, and since then, Milwaukee really hasn't threatened. The Tropics are bunkering in. They're pressuring in just the right amount. I think Clay Roberts has done a really nice job tactically so far through this first half.
Challenged by Arico. He makes the steal. Arico with a chance. Oh, and a great, it's loose on the line, still loose. And apparently never went in.
What?
I don't know how it stayed out of the net, but it did, and here's Milwaukee on a counter, and a shot and a goal. My goodness, what a dramatic turn. Somehow Arico wasn't able to get it over the line, and the Wave counter, and Ian Bennett has his first of the night. Holy cow. Was it Curiel who got the goal? Yeah, it was, I'm sorry.
It was, Angel Curiel who scored it. We got to see the whole thing here.
right,
so this is Arico. All right, so what a tackle by Santos. I think that goes over the line. We'd have to see it again. Arico's frustrated. All right, watch here. We're going to get a great angle of it. Here's the other way, and just through the legs. That's an impossible save for Silva to make, or to be asked to make.
Yeah, that was right on the goal line, but Arico didn't act like it went in. He acted like he was frustrated.
The initial well, he knew he didn't get the call.
Yeah.
The initial challenge by Santos was a good one, but it looked like the ball may have squirted over the line. The next stoppage, I hope we can get another look at it. But what a turn of events.
Here's Pereiras with a shot, and that misses high and out of play. Yeah, it was tantalizing, that's for sure.
And I mean, what a reversal. And it doesn't look like we've got a clear angle of it, unfortunately. We're going to have to just take the referee's decision on it. And it is what it is. So, and the problem was it left the Tropics 5-on-4.
Yeah.
And there was an extra man for Chino Curiel to put one in, and boom. You go from, you thought you were going to be 2-1 up to 2-1 down in about 10 seconds.
Pereiras being challenged. Pereiras with a left foot, and Lemos able to make the save. Liete on the pressure there.
And this is a crucial 2 minutes now, because you can't let that turn into 3-1.
Yeah, exactly.
They have got to stay solid.
Marangoni with a shot, and that misses high and wide.
And they have. They're starting to pressure a little bit more now. They're chasing the game for the first time. We'll see how Clay Roberts employs his pressure here in the final 2 minutes of the second half.
Long outlet ball down into the Florida's end of the field. There's a Renault, he's dangerous, layoff shot and an easy goal. Boy, too much space for Milwaukee to operate in the offensive end, and as you said, 2-1 suddenly turns into 3-1. And Milwaukee is in control here late in the second quarter.
Well, there you go. I mean, that changed everything, and Renault, great pass. And Oliveira at that point is academic. Although a tougher angle than it looked live to make that finish, but still a good one. Good to see him back in the game after taking that clip earlier. But right there, the defense panicked, got a little bit too tight on Renault. It left an open man. It's the same philosophy as a pick and roll, right? The defense crashes to the man that's driving the ball. He lays it off to the low post. It's the same exact principle, and it leads to a 2-goal lead for Milwaukee. And that sequence there, we're going to look back as the defining sequence of this game if the Tropics can't come back.
Could be. Guilherme tried to make a bid from distance. Monalera's taken down, whistle and a foul.
It's like we said earlier, if you give this Milwaukee team an opportunity, if you just crack the door a little bit, they're going to drive right through it.
And drive through it they have to the tune of the 2-goal advantage. So the Wave have scored 3 unanswered after Guilherme got Florida on the board less than 90 seconds into the contest. Monaleros will do the restart here. He's got Toulouse down low. Long drive by Monaleros, easy block by Ferdinand there. Silva looking for Toulouse off the boards. Shimale with the defensive play, and it goes Milwaukee's way out of play. Yeah, that is just a very unfortunate sequence, but the tough part is, as you said, it leaks from 2-1 to 3-1.
Yep. And
that feels like a big difference.
Absolutely. I mean, the way that opportunities since those first 5 minutes have been hard to come by here for Florida. A lot of that is that they've been playing without the ball. They've got to find a way to get something on the counter. I just don't know if it's going to come before halftime.
Shimale with it being watched by Guilherme. Liete gets it back to Shimale. Lemos looks ahead of the field. Finds Ricardinho. Ricardinho with a shot knocked out of there by Silva.
Good save.
Wave, though, will continue with the possession. Liete with it, trying to get it in front. Guilherme will take it away instead. Guilherme loses it. Ricardinho gets it for Milwaukee. To Bennett. Bennett with a shot. And Silva's able to cover up.
And I think Hugo, let's see if he takes a crack here.
5 seconds to go.
Toulouse got pushed. I don't know if the referee saw it.
There's a shot, and Lemos makes a save right at the buzzer as Mujin let it go. But Milwaukee will indeed go to the locker room up 3-1. And the Florida Tropics will have lots of work ahead of them over the final 30 minutes. There's that last second opportunity, and Lemos able to stand his ground and knock it out of play just as the buzzer went. Don't know if it actually would have counted, but good opportunity set up by another good outlet ball by Hugo Silva. So 30 minutes in the books here tonight at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, Florida. It is the Milwaukee Wave with a 3-1 lead. We'll be back to talk more about it. We'll check out what's happening around the MASL and more on our halftime report. It's Milwaukee 3, Florida 1. You're watching MASL.TV.
The fabric in this bulletproof vest is so strong, it can stop a speeding bullet. And this biaxial braid fabric is so strong, we decided to build a hose out of it. And here it is, the brand new Pocket Hose Brass Bullet. So incredibly strong, it can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. Just turn on the water and watch the brass bullet inflate and expand to a full-size super hose. Then when you're done, turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a lightweight pocket hose. This new brass bullet hose will never tangle or kink. Never! Get the incredible 25-foot Pocket Hose Brass Bullet today for only $19.99. And you'll also get the Turbo Shot Jet Nozzle free. Order now, and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. Toss the old hoses away and grab a brass bullet hose today.
Call 1-800-355-7430 to get your brass bullet hose. Call or visit brassbullethose.com. So call 1-800-355-7430. Order now.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need credit repair now. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average 11 negative items removed from their credit report and a 40-point increase after the first 4 months in our program. Start working on your credit today. Call now to start repairing your credit score so that you can work towards getting the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-776-1642. That's 1-800-776-1642.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Halftime here in Lakeland, Florida, 3-1 Milwaukee, and lots of soccer left to play. And anybody that knows anything about indoor soccer knows 3-1 is not much of a lead, but the fact that it is 3-1 was both a little unlucky and a little undisciplined on the Tropics' part. We'll take a look at how this whole thing unfolded late in that second quarter.
Yeah, so here Lemos just hits the ball right at Enrico. It looks wide open. Santos comes out of nowhere, and it's unclear right there whether or not the ball goes over the goal line. But instantly, Lemos has thrown the ball down the field. Now watch this here. So Enrico's going down again. We just can't get a good look at the goal line.
I don't think it did.
Although from that angle there, if you watch the tape, it certainly looked like it had stayed out.
Yeah, he got it with his legs,
And then right down, boom, to Ferdinand, to Curiel, Florida's caught out. It's 2-1. Milwaukee added another one. And boom, 3-1. And it was such a tense game in the first half. It felt like it was ready to explode, and it leaned just a little bit. I mean, it was good. Who was going to get the break? And it turned out to be the Wave, who are able to jump out on top.
And what a tremendous defensive play by Santos. As you said, to essentially come out of nowhere. Arico had just an empty goal tap in, and Santos never gave up on it and made that all happen for Milwaukee. So that's where we stand, 3-1. We'll look at all the first half highlights in just a bit. When we return, it's Milwaukee 3, Florida 1. You're watching MASL.TV.
The fabric in this bulletproof vest is so strong, it can stop a speeding bullet. And this biaxial braid fabric is so strong, we decided to build a hose out of it. And here it is, the brand new Pocket Hose Brass Bullet. So incredibly strong, it can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. Just turn on the water and watch the brass bullet inflate and expand to a full-size super hose. Then when you're done, turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a lightweight pocket hose. This new brass bullet hose will never tangle or kink. Never! Get the incredible 25-foot Pocket Hose Brass Bullet today for only $19.99. And you'll also get the Turbo Shot Jet Nozzle free. Order now, and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. Toss the old hoses away and grab a brass bullet hose today.
Call 1-800-355-7430 to get your brass bullet hose. Call or visit brassbullethose.com. So call 1-800-355-7430. Order now.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need Credit Repair now. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average 11 negative items removed from their credit report and a 40-point increase after the first 4 months in our program. Start working on your credit today. Call now to start repairing your credit score so that you can work towards getting the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-776-1642. That's 1-800-776-1642.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Well, we got the little guys and gals on the field here tonight at the RP Funding Center. The big guys have some work to do if they're Tropics fans, and I'm sure they are, as the Tropics will chase two starting the third quarter. A tough finish in that second quarter. We'll take a look at all the first half highlights, and things got off to a great start with Guillerme on the restart.
Well, this is the kind of goal they needed. Guillerme was just a blast off his left peg, hits the goalkeeper and in, and it's kind of good fortune that they needed. Guillerme, 7 goals to start the season in just 3.5 games. He's been outstanding. But then on the other end, a giveaway here. Santos with a cheeky little chip over the top that Alves couldn't keep out. That was the way Milwaukee got their first, and we've already been over the way they got their second.
Yeah, the Tropics and their fans and Clay Roberts will be seeing this sequence in their sleep, no question about it.
That's the sitter from late in the first quarter that Bennett missed.
Yep.
And it's one that he absolutely should have put in. Milwaukee missed some chances in the first quarter, and then this save.
Yeah, this was Silva's best save of the half, maybe best save of the season so far.
A couple others. He was very, very strong, but in the end, the counterattack off that weird block, we'll get there in a moment. And Lemos was pretty good, too, in that second quarter.
Yeah, he's one of the better in the league, and here's the play that we're talking about, and I'm sure if you've been with us, you've seen it and dissected it as well, but Lemos gives Santos all the credit, and Lemos, too, for getting back into the play, and then it just comes the other way, and the finish by Curiel for the 2-1 lead, right through the 5-hole of Silva, who didn't have really much of a chance on that one, and then just 42 seconds later, the third goal.
Berchet gets caught out there, and Renault is in behind. The defense has to collapse to him, and boom, there's the open man on the far post, essentially like dropping a layup off to the low block, as we said, and there's your 3-1.
Yep, Oliveria gets the goal at the 13-15 mark of the second to make it 3-1, and that's where we stand at half. We'll talk about what we might see in the second half, and we'll also look around what's going on in the MASL tonight. A big matchup about 50 miles to our east in Orlando, and another South Central Division matchup in the Midwest tonight with the Comets and Ambush just getting underway. We'll talk about it in just a moment. It's Milwaukee 3, Florida 1. You're watching MASL.TV.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
The fabric in this bulletproof vest is so strong, it can stop a speeding bullet. And this biaxial braid fabric is so strong, we decided to build a hose out of it. And here it is, the brand new Pocket Hose Brass Bullet. So incredibly strong, it can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. Just turn on the water and watch the Brass Bullet inflate and expand to a full-size super hose. Then when you're done, turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a lightweight pocket hose. This new Brass Bullet hose will never tangle or kink. Never! Get the incredible 25-foot Pocket Hose Brass Bullet today for only $19.99. And you'll also get the Turbo Shot Jet Nozzle free. Order now, and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. Toss the old hoses away and grab a Brass Bullet hose today.
Call 1-800-355-7430 to get your Brass Bullet hose. Call or visit brassbullethose.com. So call 1-800-355-7430. Order now.
So the stats from the first half show that Milwaukee had the better of the play. I'm not sure the Tropics had at least credited with just 8 goals, or 8 shots on goal rather. Milwaukee with 19, and Milwaukee did overall have the better of the play, and Hugo Silva was very good. Hugo credited with 12 saves, and that's a pretty good half of soccer.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's a big number, although I think Clay Roberts is probably not thrilled with with the high number of shots that his defense allowed. But again, they've gotten good enough play from their goalkeeper, and they've had some opportunities on the counter that even with the bad luck that went their way on goal number 2 and then goal number 3, which they really shouldn't have given up, they're still within 2. They're still very much alive in this game. I'd like to see them come out as well as they did in the first quarter here.
Yeah, you kind of get a feel that the next goal in this game could be really large.
Yes,
because
yes,
if Milwaukee
absolutely.
is able to continue to stretch their advantage at some point, that brings the Tropics really out of their game plan. And as you point out, that's very dangerous. If the Tropics get it and can grab some of that momentum back that they lost late in that first half, then maybe the second half plays out quite differently than it might otherwise. So we'll see how it unfolds, but I am pretty confident that one of the things Clay Roberts talked to his club about at halftime is pressure. I would not be surprised to see them come out and mark very closely all over the floor and really try to turn up the pressure as they started the game.
Yeah, they didn't do that throughout the first half. They had to pick their spots. You know, if you do that the whole game, Milwaukee's going to hit you over the top at some point. They were having success with it. I think you're right. They're going to have to do it a little bit more here in half number 2.
Underway as Silva picks up the loose ball. Toulouse with it, he's taken down. Had Rico trying to make a run, and there'll be a kick in here for Florida. Mentioned that the Seawolves in Orlando bidding for their first win ever, playing Mississauga tonight. The Seawolves got out to a 5-0 lead in the first quarter, but since then the Metro Stars have taken over play, and it is now 6-4 Orlando at halftime. The Seawolves will be here at the RP Funding Center next Saturday. It is December 29th, the first of 6 meetings between the two clubs. That should be a lot of fun. And there's the high pressure we were expecting, and a steal by Monolaris. Monolaris tries to play it off the boards. Marangoni will pick it up. Marangoni with a shot, and Lemos with a pretty good save.
Not a bad idea, right?
Yep.
It's just a good start here for Florida. They're getting pressure.
Alvis on Renault. Renault will keep and then lose to Guilherme. Guilherme then has his pocket picked by Chamelet. Marangoni in just his second ever MASL game, a futsal star in France. Rico wanted a quick restart. And
he got one.
Yeah, but Milwaukee is the one that took it, right? Here's Chamelet. Gets it over to Liete. Liete with a shot, and Silva gets a leg on that one.
Dangerous rebound there, though. Silva didn't have great control on it. Good job by Guilherme, who's really playing as the midfield link-up guy when he's on the floor. So come back and sit a little bit deeper and make a nice deflection to get it out of there.
He just put it into the Milwaukee zone because Florida wanted a line change.
Yep.
Alvis on Hain now. Haven't seen a lot of Andrew Hain, but he's a couple of tall guys. Nice through ball in front and knocked out of there by the Tropics, and Marangoni will just get it out of harm's way. Milwaukee
Lemos
will
want
change here.
I think I don't know if that was quite a three-line pass if Lemos had let it go.
Lemos comes out to take it away from Laidley. Laidley stuck a foot in there almost.
Laidley's been so close to getting in a couple times now. That was a poor clearance by Lemos. Laidley had, I think, his toe hit the ball. I'd like to see a little bit more of him here in the second half. I don't think they've quite unleashed what he can do just yet.
Alves intercepts. He'll get it back to the goalkeeper, Silva. Reyes challenged by Bradley. Cleared into the Milwaukee end of the field, but it'll be the Wave on a counter here. Long chance. Goes wide by Drew Ruggles. Hard to miss him in the dreads. Tulute with it. Tulute challenged by 3 Milwaukee players, which means there's got to be some open guys, and here's Pereiras. Pereiras gets it, tried to get it to Reyes, but did not quite have the angle. This is Curiel with it. On the right side, Vandergrift gets it in front. Renaud tracks it down, rather that's Bradley. And he will settle it back out to midfield and then all the way back to Lemos.
Interesting to see Milwaukee with some high pressure early on in this third quarter. I think the Wave would like this to be a little bit more end-to-end rather than the tense sort of play that we got for most of the second quarter and really for the first half after the opening 5 minutes.
Here comes the Wave again. Opportunity shot saved by Silva as Curiel let it go from a sharp angle. Viete with it, back to Curiel. Watched over there by Manolares. Now Lemos will reset the Milwaukee offense. Manolares with pressure. Curiel with it, right back to Lemos. Milwaukee certainly content to have the possession and work for an opportunity.
Yeah, certainly with a 2-goal lead. When they were down in the first half. This is such a confident and comfortable team. A joy to watch play.
Bennett dances through a couple of defenders. Long shot. Silva makes a good save.
That is the Ian Bennett we've been waiting for. You know, for all that we've said, Bennett has had little to no impact on this game for Milwaukee. That was a corker of a shot and a nice stop by Silva to track it out and to his right.
Lemos looking for a runner. Liete will pick it up after he got the pass from Ricardinho. Now down to Bennett. Bennett being watched by Reyes. Bennett tries to get through the box. Reyes with a good job. Bennett does finally get one away, but it's high and over the
great
glass.
Great defense by JP.
He's had a strong game.
Yes, he has. He's been very solid. He is, I mean, really, every defender for Florida, I think, has been pretty good. They have not allowed Milwaukee to get easy chances in the second quarter and now into the third. It's been a frustrating night for the attackers for the Wave. The Wave's goals came on 2 fluky giveaways and a really fluky counterattack. They haven't really had a set offensive play lead to a goal yet, and that's a credit to Florida.
Marangoni with some pressure on Lemos, who was able to get it out of the zone. Hain going to try and track it down, but Silva gets there first.
Great touch by Chamale. I love his instincts.
Chamale and Arico collide. Now here's Ferdinand with it. Gets it over to Guilherme Viega. Chamale out to Santos at the midfield line.
It's like 3 in midfield and just the 1 forward here for Milwaukee. That'll allow a guy like Ferdinand Chamale to pull the strings a little bit. Alves one-on-one with Hain.
In the corner to Viega.
And frankly, I don't really love that look for Milwaukee. There's not enough off-ball movement. They're not getting a lot of open looks. It's been frustrating for them so far, but defensively, they've been a little bit lucky and a lot of very good plays.
Pereiras tried the long header to Mugin, didn't get through, but Alves will control it for Florida.
It's better to be lucky than good. It's best to be both good and lucky.
Absolutely. This is Manolares gets it to Guilherme with a long shot. That's, or rather, Berche, and that's knocked over the sideboards off of Hain. Berche with that big left-footed shot. Milwaukee going to respect that with a couple of men off the wall in front, but never got through. Both Mugin and Marangoni were kind of lurking far post there. In front, Marangoni, and can't get the shot away as Shamali makes a good defensive play, but it'll be a corner kick opportunity here for the Tropics. So let's see if they can take advantage of a restart. Here's Guilherme with a shot. Hopefully everyone's all right on that kick. Caught one of the young fans in the side of the head there. And that soccer ball is not as soft as you would think.
No, no, it's going to sting a little bit.
Here's Ferdinand.
Looks like he's all right.
All right, we're rooting for him. Maybe the Tropics will drop a little something in his Christmas stocking for his troubles. Challenged again by the Tropics, Marangoni. He's got great speed. He's probably the fastest player on the team. Actually,
he's quick too. It's the short bursts that matter on a field of this size, obviously. And yeah, it does look like youngsters recovered
He's young,
nicely.
he can recover.
Yep.
Guy like me, I'd be down for about 10 minutes.
Well, they would have stretchered us out already.
Breaking the action here in the third quarter. No score since we've returned from intermission. Chances both ways. Still 3-1 Milwaukee. You're watching MASL.TV.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-343-7292.
We're no win for Milwaukee on the restart. Little touch there by Drew Ruggles and a whistle and a foul against the Tropics. Coyle Chiropractic is located on Bartow Road in Lakeland. Dr. Mike Coyle is your local spine health specialist. Go to CoyleChiro.net and see our full list of services, read testimonials, and much more. So start your road to total pain relief. Log on to CoyleChiro.net. Then with it in the corner, again, J.P. Reyes all over him. And it's knocked out of play by Reyes, so it'll be a restart Milwaukee. I want to thank Abuelo's Mexican Embassy Restaurant here in Lakeland for hosting the Tropics holiday party this week. Terrific food, good time had by all, and we thank Abuelo's for their hospitality and a chance to break bread with some of the guys and their wives. A lot of the players have families in this holiday weekend, which is always nice. So many thanks to our friends over at Abuela's for a great time earlier this week and a nice chance to just kind of kick back and relax and enjoy the guys off the field for a change, which is nice. Alvis will head it out of there, but right to Bennett. Bennett over to Ruggles. Ruggles got space. Ruggles dribbles to the top of the box, leaves it off for Bennett, who chips it high and wide.
He's furious with himself.
Yeah.
He is. Listen, he has not had a good game, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that. This is another shot that looked a great play in here by Ruggles, and again Bennett with a golden opportunity. He's got the goalkeeper out of the net, and he just can't put it on target. This is almost a shocking performance from a guy who is perhaps the most reliable goal scorer in this league, and a guy who at 35 years old has only gotten better
Yeah.
the more he's played in this league.
His career arc is crazy. We'll talk about it in a minute, but Bennett had come in with 4-goal games in each of the first 2 Milwaukee wins. So 2 games, 8 goals already this year for Ian Bennett. Here's Arrico, sets it up to Monolaris. Monolaris with a big shot, and that goes out of play.
That would have been a tough one to get through.
Yeah, talking about it, and I was talking to Ian before the game about it, just because it's really so remarkable. When you look at his stat line, he actually broke into the MISL with the old Chicago Storm and played 21 games, had 12 goals, and that seems pretty reasonable. By the time he joined Milwaukee, his second year with the Wave, that was 2010-11, he played in 19 games and only scored 6 goals. And since that season, his path has been, his graph has gone nothing but up. He's gone from 6 to 19 to 25 to 27 to 36 to 37 to 53 2 years ago and 50 goals last year.
Oh, what a shame he came down
yeah, right?
from 53 to 50.
That's why he didn't win the MVP.
Well, what's remarkable about him is that he's such a smart player that he's been able to improve and improve well into his 30s. That's what's just so remarkable, especially in this sport. You almost never see a player hit their prime in their mid-30s. And hats off to Bennett for reinventing himself and finding a brilliant career to where he's a league MVP candidate every season.
Credits a lot of that success just to certainly experience and Coach Oliverio with putting him in position to succeed and giving him the confidence to play the way he's played, and really been a remarkable story and so fun to watch. Here's Ferdinand, and that will stay in play to Santos. Can you imagine, though, just going from 6 goals to 53? Just crazy. Liete will get it across to Santos, now to Renault. No goals so far here in the 3rd quarter. Arrico challenging Bradley, or Bradley challenging Arrico, depending on your point of view. Whistle and a foul against Milwaukee. I think it was Jamali who got in there a little hot. Well, if you're Florida, even though you haven't scored, you can't get frustrated. You've got to just keep working at it and working at it. And as we said, that next goal may be...
Where is that next goal coming from,
yeah,
though? I mean, that's the question. This tense is the way I would describe this game. And you know what? No matter the result here, and I think that's good for Florida. I think that's, you know, it's hard to say that there's a moral victory. But this is the team. I mean, this is in Baltimore, the team in this league. They're in your division, so you're going to see them all season. And this has been easily the toughest test that Milwaukee has faced so far this year.
Yeah, it's been a very representative performance by the Tropics,
I think
question,
the Tropics are slowly, it's becoming apparent to me, I think, that they're the 2nd best team in this division. And I'm very curious to see how they do against Orlando next weekend. I think that's a huge game. And all of those games are going to be big. But this is a great start here.
Folks in Kansas City might have a thing or two to say about that. Loose in front, a whack in there by Renaud, and he couldn't quite get to it.
That was scary from Silva. The ball came right to him. He just dropped it. That's where his size comes into play. He's big enough that he's able to make that play. Let's have a look at it here. And yeah, this ball, that's just, okay, so it wasn't Silva dropping it. It took a weird angle, I apologize. And Renaud, actually, if he had just been an inch closer to Silva, that would have gone off his calf and gone in. Well, now we got a tough opportunity here for Milwaukee.
Top of the arc, let's see if it's Ferdinand to pull the trigger. Puts it in the corner, shot and a goal. Easy one for Ruggles. So there's the 4th one for Milwaukee. On the restart, very unfortunate. I think it was Pereiras who tried to clear the zone and just put it over the boards, and that created the opportunity for Milwaukee, and just a little touch into the corner and the redirect by Ruggles, and Milwaukee has that 4th goal now. And at some point the Tropics, still 3:25 to play here in the 3rd, but the Tropics are going to have to open things up a little bit offensively at some point here.
You said it. I mean, it's a huge goal. I mean, it's a huge, huge goal to get that 3-goal cushion. And now Clay Roberts, how aggressive is he willing to be with the 6th attacker, I guess is going to be the question. Let's see. I think you wait at least until the 4th quarter See if you can get something here in 5-on-5. Got a fan just touched the ball.
Over the boards and back into play. The officials caught that, yeah.
I think the fan was okay there. I think that was going out.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we've seen the sixth attacker used effectively against Florida. I mean, it's too early for that, I'm sure, for Roberts, but at some point when you're just not generating the kind of chances you should be offensively, it's a strategy that it's obviously high risk and high reward, but you may see it earlier than later in the fourth quarter if Florida can at least get one more here. Monaleros will play it down to Freddie. Freddie with the turn. Freddie with a shot. And I think Lemos got a piece of it. He did.
What a great play by Muchin. Just the way that he held his body there. Just totally muscled off his man to turn around and get a good look. And a great play by Lemos. Let's see how much of this he gets. Oh, that was going in. That was absolutely on target. What a great save by Lemos. That is an enormous stop by the Milwaukee goalkeeper. That was classic Freddie.
Barreras to Guillerme to Monaleros, and that one is knocked out of play by the Milwaukee defense. So another restart for Florida.
This is the most encouraging passage of the quarter for Florida. That save by Lemos to come that quickly after the goal. And the first, I mean, I know Freddie is banged up. I don't know if he's 100%. That is the first really classic Freddie play that we've seen.
Here's Muchin off the boards in front, trying to find Barreras, but too much traffic.
That was almost another one. He loves to use those boards.
As good as anybody in the league at doing it. Here's a long ball down to Bradley. Challenged in there by Monaleros. On top now to Viega. We'll settle things down for the Wave as we have just over 2 minutes to go here in the third. See if Arico can make a challenge. He tried against Hain. Milwaukee retains possession, but then goes to Toulouse. Toulouse quickly out to Arico. Chance for numbers here for the Tropics, but they need a line change, and so that will go by the boards. Toulouse steps up. He's been kind of quiet tonight.
Yeah, hasn't had much space, hasn't had a lot to do. It's been true of a lot of the attacking players.
Yeah, just thinking
Florida.
the same thing. Certainly not an exclusive problem to Toulouse here tonight. Here's Marangoni with it.
Here's a guy we have noticed.
Marangoni tries to get it in front where Guillerme was hanging out near the top of the box.
Yeah, his speed has been giving Milwaukee some problems, and I think a little bit of Route 1. Let's go straight over the top. Might be, with Marangoni making a run, might not be the worst idea here for Florida.
Carlos Ruiz being challenged by Santos, so he gets it back to his goalkeeper. Silva comes over the yellow line.
The other thing is we haven't seen Silva really play much down the floor at all, whereas that was a big part of his game when it debuted.
Long ball down to Guillerme. Guillerme gets it back out to Arico. Back to Guillerme. He may make a bid from distance here if he gets a chance. Good defensive work there by Liete.
Yeah, he stayed on his ground. He didn't go to bite too far on the fake. And Milwaukee in a 3-2 here. They're just going to sit back and let the game come to them up 3.
Arico with it.
This is good for Milwaukee too. I mean, they've got to learn, this year to kill off games just as much as they were running roughshod over people.
Yeah, their MO has been early leads and then giving up goals late. So there is a script here that may work for the Tropics, but they've got to get things cranking offensively. So reminiscent a little bit about 2 years ago when the Tropics played their first ever game against San Diego. The Sockers, another legacy franchise, and the Tropics trailed 4-1 going into the final quarter in that one and pulled it out. So we'll see. Toulouse looking for Muchin, and Freddie not quite able to get there.
It's just not all together. It feels like they need a moment of individual brilliance to spark them.
Reyes will make the good defensive play back to Silva. Don't think there's enough time here for a counter chance. And so Milwaukee will head to the final 15 minutes with a lead of 4-1. They got the only goal of the quarter. Silva with a couple of big saves, but the easy redirect on the set piece to Ruggles, and Milwaukee leads it 4-1. Back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
The fabric in this bulletproof vest is so strong, it can stop a speeding bullet. And this biaxial braid fabric is so strong, we decided to build a hose out of it. And here it is, the brand new Pocket Hose Brass Bullet. So incredibly strong, it can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. Just turn on the water and watch the Brass Bullet inflate and expand to a full-size super hose. Then when you're done, turn off the water and it shrinks back down to a lightweight pocket hose. This new Brass Bullet hose will never tangle or kink. Never! Get the incredible 25-foot Pocket Hose Brass Bullet today for only $19.99. And you'll also get the Turbo Shot Jet Nozzle free. Order now and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. Toss the old hoses away and grab a Brass Bullet hose today.
Call 1-800-355-7430 to get your Brass Bullet hose. Call or visit brassbullethose.com. So call 1-800-355-7430. Order now.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need credit repair now. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average 11 negative items removed from their credit report and a 40-point increase after the first 4 months in our program. Start working on your credit today. Call now to start repairing your credit score so that you can work towards getting the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-776-1642. That's 1-800-776-1642.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental.
Well, the well has been dry since the 124 mark of the first quarter for the Tropics, as Milwaukee has scored 4 straight. So lots of work here to do over the final 15 minutes. We'll see if the Tropics can perhaps get an early one to tip the tables back their way.
Doesn't it kind of feel like Milwaukee sort of has slipped on a banana peel into this lead too? It's been such a tense game. Milwaukee's goals have that's the difference between the Wave and the Tropics here tonight, is that the Wave have just been that much more solid. Oh, Silva with a shot, oh my goodness.
Not a surprise. He is now able to come over the center line and essentially be a sixth attacker, but the rules allow that now in the fourth quarter. Here's Toulouse with a shot. That just missed far post. Pretty good strike by Toulouse. On the rebound shot, and that one just missed.
Oh, Rico making a play and trying to make a hole in that twine. Woo!
2 that were just inches wide. The first by Toulouse, the second by Anthony Arico.
Oh, what a luxury that Florida has. They have a goalkeeper that's so good with his feet, and that's as clinical a passer as Silva is, that they can actually utilize this and keep their goalkeeper on the floor while they're down.
Luton with it outside the yellow line.
Great chance for them to take. Frankly, I don't really get the rule. Because
I don't either.
To me, it gives the defensive team, or the team that's using the goalkeeper, there's such an advantage.
Yeah, it actually penalizes a team like the Tropics when Silva is a guy who does like to come off his line now and again.
I think it penalizes Milwaukee here because, Florida can keep their goalkeeper on the floor and still essentially play with 6.
And Anthony Arico just drew a 2-minute penalty for running one of the Milwaukee players into the boards.
Now they can't play with 6.
Yeah. That is just too much contact near the boards, and that is the case as Ricardinho is taken down, and the blue card came out immediately, so Milwaukee will get a power play opportunity here. This comes less than 2 minutes into the quarter, but not an opportune moment for Florida to draw the penalty. But you have that kind of contact anywhere close to the dasher boards like that, and it's almost an automatic blue card. So the Tropics will send out Toulouse, J.P. Reyes, Lucas Manolares, and Guillerme on the penalty kill here.
This is huge.
This might be the game.
Yeah,
really.
I think a 4-goal lead for a team as good as Milwaukee is very, very difficult to come back from.
Liete will have it out at the yellow line. Ricardinho back to Liete. Liete deep in the corner. Ferdinand challenged in there by Manolares, but Liete intercepts the clearance pass.
Good tackle, though. Manolares, such a solid defender. Always enjoy watching him do his thing.
Bennett with it. Bennett still looking for his first of the night. Ferdinand with it now. Ferdinand cross to Ricardinho, and he sends that about halfway to Indian Lake Estates.
This were a basketball game. This is where the crowd would chant air ball.
And then some.
Woof.
So break for the Tropics as Ricardinho worked himself into good position.
Yeah, that had some spin on it, but he swings right under that ball. That's one where his foot's got to be substantially higher.
Silva will toss it into the Orlando zone. Reyes made a quick look, but Milwaukee will recover with 1:13 to go in the man advantage. Ricardinho with it. Down to Bennett. Bennett challenged in there. Back to Ricardinho, and now this is Liete at the yellow line. Over to Ferdinand. Good defensive play by Pereira, who's out there now. Guillerme challenging Liete, but Milwaukee will retain possession. 44 seconds to go in the man advantage. Bennett in the corner. This is Ferdinand now. Ferdinand with a shot. Silva with a good short side save. He's played well here tonight. Good enough for the Tropics to win. Here's Ricardinho stolen away. Manolares will track it down out at the midfield line. Tries to make a poke, and little theatrics there by Manolares. Wasn't a lot of contact.
And there's the crowd letting them know.
Yeah. Liete with 8 seconds to go now in the power play. Ricardinho with it. Ricardinho being challenged by Guillerme. Shot off the boards. Nobody there for Milwaukee. Liete with a shot. Good block by Toulouse. Man advantage is over as Rico tries to chase down the loose ball. So the Tropics still have not allowed a power play goal this season. Killed off 2 penalties here tonight. They have not had a power play themselves. Still plenty of time, just inside 11 minutes to go. But the Tropics going to have to start generating some chances. Liete with it. Toulouse will take a look. Lemos now with it. He comes over the center line. Gives it to Bennett. Bennett with a nice little run. Bennett right through the box, shot, and finally Alves comes through to knock it out of play. And Alves will just clear the area.
Oh, good penalty kill by Florida. Now they've...
Yeah, that keeps them in the ball game. But
got to pressure a little bit here, though.
Milwaukee
they know
with
that.
Lots of possession here.
Yeah, they've got to pressure the ball. But look how far up Lemos has come. Milwaukee trying to kill this off. They want to end it right now.
Ferdinand being challenged by Manolares, who knocks it away briefly, but picked up by
Manolares playing forward here.
Yeah, he is up there, not frequently, but on occasion.
We saw it very early in the game, and I think we're going to see it more here in the fourth quarter because he's the best tackler on the team.
Lemos will keep it in the field of play, and Alves knocks it up to Guillerme. But Guillerme looking for some space, but finally cut off in a foul against Chamalia. Guillerme was double teamed on the near boards. So Clay Roberts will spend one of his team's 2 timeouts here to discuss strategy, and I'm not sure if it's strategy about when they're going to bring the 6th attacker on perhaps, or how else they're going to generate offensive opportunities. We'll find out in just a moment. As we return, it's Milwaukee 4 and the Tropics 1. Back in just a minute. spending a lot of time talking with Hugo Silva about essentially, as you pointed out, Evan being the 6th attacker. 9:29 to play. Guardian Wealth Management realizes all the financial challenges that people face, whether it be managing debt or saving for college. Our mission is to help every single client meet their individual financial needs. For personal service, innovative ideas, and practical advice, go to guardianwealth.net. Take a moment to send a shout out to Milwaukee, to the great Tom Wynn, best in the business when it comes to broadcasting indoor soccer. He's been there for not quite the start, but he's been there for most of the Milwaukee Waves run in indoor soccer, and Art Kramer is color guy. They do a terrific job. As I said, nobody does it better than Tom and Art. And so when Tropics fans get a chance to catch some broadcasts up from Milwaukee later this year, they'll be in for a treat listening to those two. I got to know Artie a little bit when he was with the Blizzard. Here's a long shot by Silva. He was a member of the Buffalo Blizzard for several seasons back in the mid-90s handball against Milwaukee.
Silva, this is where this rule gets interesting, because they're essentially trying to use him as a 6th guy right now, but when the ball gets cleared, he's got to race back.
Right.
And, you know, if that hits Bradley's head instead of his hand, who knows what happens.
And obviously, Silva's not able to use his hands outside the goal box area.
Right.
Ruiz tries to turn, gets it knocked away. Reyes will keep it alive and get it over to Rafael Alves. Have not seen Lucas Teixeira return, so I don't expect him here in the final 8.5 minutes.
That'd be surprising.
He was riding the bike, as we pointed out earlier here in the half, but has ceased that activity as well.
I feel like the Tropics need a goal fairly quickly here.
Yes, they do. They just need to turn the momentum.
Yes, they need a break.
There's just not a spark here right now.
They have not had any sort of break. The couple, there really haven't been many in this game.
Again, a long shot and relatively easy save by Lemos. But yeah, it's just not.
It's a testament to how fundamentally well played this game has been.
Here's a counterattack for Marangoni. Marangoni gets it over to Ruiz. Ruiz with a shot, and that misses high.
There's one more pass in that.
Yeah.
Bounce off the boards. Mujin's there. Marangoni's back in the box. Ruiz a little bit hasty there, and I get it. You know, you're halfway through the fourth quarter, but yeah, I felt like there was a little bit more in that counter.
And that was one of the things that Clay Roberts, I know, talked to the team about before the game, is taking lots of shots, but instead of missing high, if you're going to miss them low, far post.
Yep.
Keep the play alive, keep an opportunity alive for a rebound or a redirect. Here's Laidley in the corner. Laidley tries to force his way through, and Lemos gets there easily ahead of the play. Takeaway now. Here's Arico with a long shot. Faluke with the follow-up, and again, Lemos right there.
He is so good. He's so composed. Look, Laidley has been the best guy in terms of trying to make something happen here.
Silva, yep, good play there off the boards. Bennett comes in and almost got his own ball.
Ooh.
Here's Arico. He loses it.
And Laidley got that tackle off, and then just what a save by
Montalera's taken down. Ooh, that could have been a blue card, and it was not.
Well, I'm surprised it wasn't, only because it's the second time in the last minute and a half that Milwaukee has had a cynical foul like this.
Yeah, and that
There's no attempt to get the ball there. I think if there's another one of those, the card is coming out.
Had to be close, no question. Montalera's to Laidley at the yellow line. Laidley looking for some space. Trying to create.
So he decided to go to college.
Lays it off to Pereiras. Pereiras tried to get it through for Salute. Taken away now by Santos. Santos gets it ahead to Ruggles. Ruggles with space. Gets it on the left side. Shot, good save by Silva. Rebound, and that's knocked over the glass and out of play. As Curiel had an opportunity after Bennett couldn't connect. Bennett and Ruggles slap hands for the good play. We'll take a look at it again here. Here's Ruggles laying it across to Bennett, who gets the left foot onto it, and Silva again big. He has definitely played well enough here tonight to win it, but the Tropics offense just been shut down. And after a couple of flurries in that first half where they created some decent opportunities, they just have not created much here in the second half, to be honest. Here's Ricardinho to Hainan, back to Ricardinho, a little give and go, and Ricardinho will decide to kill a little clock and bring it back out to midfield to let Milwaukee reset. 6 minutes to go. At some point here soon, you'd have to think the Tropics will in fact go to a more conventional sixth attacker look. They just have not done anything to turn the momentum back in their favor here. And it'll be a restart here for Milwaukee at the top of the arc, so this is dangerous too. Certainly one more by Milwaukee would be enough to salt this one away. You would think. It is indoor soccer and it can get a little crazy, but I don't know if it can get that crazy over the final 6 minutes. Santos lays it off. Shot. Silva was there anticipating that play as Ferdinand looked for another set piece goal. Ferdinand being watched down by Reyes. That's Bennett, check that. Now it's Ferdinand picking it up. Challenged by Alves, who takes it away. Gets it back to Silva, who will just knock it out of play, and there's been a lot of that here in the second half as well, with guys just clearing it out of the defensive third to take off the pressure, and it's not really much of a strategy or gives you much of a chance to really counter. Here's Reyes with it. Reyes ahead to Freddie, 2-on-1 here. Freddie with a shot. Lemos with a good save. Had Arico with him, but never quite had an angle to get it to him.
It was a really good play by Pereiras to start that, because Silva had a really poor pass out of the goal box that was picked off, and Pereiras was able to get back on the ball and make something out of it. And unfortunate that Florida couldn't get a better look out of it.
Mugin trying to battle with Liete there. Mugin still looking to make a bid. We're down inside 5 minutes, and the Tropics still not able to get Victor Pereiras on as the sixth attacker. Now I think they should be able to do it if they want. I thought Roberts wanted Silva to come to the bench, but Silva's going to stay in there.
I think as Milwaukee has the ball here, they just want to make sure that they don't get something quick off. And as soon as Florida gets the ball back, they're going to go to it.
Of course, that could be another 30, 45 seconds off the clock the way Milwaukee plays it. Lemos out being challenged by Ruiz. Here's a steal by Arico. Arico at the yellow line, shot, and that goes high.
That one I think he was right to take. It's just got to be on target.
Yep.
But I do think that was the right decision. And now, even with the goal kick, here comes the sixth attacker. It looks like it's going to be Victor Pereiras.
Yep, it usually is, and Victor is in fact with the orange sixth attacker keeper jersey on, as Milwaukee will spend one of its 2 timeouts. Gives us a chance to thank our sponsors, including Staff Builders HR. Are you in search of a new career? Let Staff Builders HR help you. We have a huge variety of positions, from office staff to welders. Break in the action, Milwaukee 4, Florida 1. Back in just a moment. So Guilherme gets Florida's only goal less than 90 seconds into the game and zips in. But we'll see if they can turn the tables with Victor Pereiras now out there as the sixth attacker. Arico with some pressure. Guillerme with a steal. Down to Rico. Rico in front, and we have a whistle and a dangerous play, I believe, and it's going to be a blue card or not against Rico. I don't know what the call is.
I think it's a foul on Rico. Here we see it.
I don't know. Well, I got an elbow inadvertent, but
yeah, I don't think he meant. Yeah, he didn't mean to foul him.
But
the high boot is the cause for alarm there, because, and that's what I don't know how much contact Rico actually made.
It actually was more of a push than an inadvertent elbow.
But it was when Rico came in with the boot, and that's something that a referee is always going to make a call on, is that high boot. And Rico has to be a little bit careful with that, right? When you come in on a goalkeeper, that's what he's going to get carded for here.
And there may be, I think, blue cards both ways. I think they may call Lemos and Rico. I'm not really certain.
Yeah, it looked like the referee pointed to two different players here.
What that is all of, why Lemos would have gotten a card.
Okay, so here comes Liete.
But, well, somebody will have to will serve the penalty for Lemos. And I think that's what Milwaukee is going to argue here is, hey, if you're going to give any card, it certainly shouldn't go against our guy.
So did they? It looks like they called a penalty on Lemos here.
Well, let's see if.
So we thought it might be a Rico getting penalized.
Yeah.
It looks like to me that they have called a shootout here.
Well, maybe.
Got the ball in the. Yep, that's exactly. They're going to have called Lemos for a foul in the box on a Rico.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, did not see that one coming.
What a break for Florida. So they finally got one.
Yep. Freddie Mugen will tee it up with 4:21 to go here in the fourth. Milwaukee still trying to plead its case, but yeah, I really don't know what Lemos would be called for there.
Yeah, frankly, I think that's a break for the Tropics. I think if anything, a Rico with the high boot.
I mean, maybe just a collision with a Rico that the officials must have.
Well, Lemos did have his foot out, his right foot. I think maybe they say he clipped a Rico's left foot. That would be what I would think there, but this is down to Freddie now. If Florida has any chance, this has to be a goal.
Mugen will approach here. The strike and a goal! A little fake by Freddie, and that's all it took. I think Lemos actually still did get a piece of it, but Freddie able to find the back of the net for his second in 2 games.
Oh, that was clever. Look at Lemos. He goes down, gets the foot up anyway, but by that time it's way too late. Freddie Mugen, the veteran, with what we would call a veteran maneuver.
Well, and Milwaukee's going to argue, I think, the fact that it shouldn't have counted for some reason, that Freddie, well, again, I don't know exactly what the argument is.
All right, well, there are 7 Milwaukee players and the goalkeeper on the floor, and another one, Curiel, is in the penalty box.
And Ian Bennett out there trying to say, it's all right, guys, we still got a 2-goal lead.
They're going to warn the bench now for Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's...
I'm honestly surprised to see Milwaukee acting this way with a lead like this.
And Josh Lemos doing the same now, trying to settle the troops.
Yeah, this is
and that's smart.
This is an organization, I feel, that has a lot of pride, and it's... Tropics have an opportunity here because I think the waiver rattled.
A little bit, but will it be enough? Bennett with it. Rico with the challenge. Rico and Bennett battle. Guillerme takes it away, gets it to Talut. Talut will be double teamed and gets it over to Rico. Carreras will come on as the 6th attacker. Ahead to Freddie. Freddie, good sliding tackle in there.
How good has Santos been tonight?
That is another great defensive play by Santos. Here's Talut with a steal. Talut.
He saved the game for them. I mean, he is man of the match for me.
Yeah, that one play is as good as it gets back in that second quarter. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you might want to replay it and take a look.
Scored the first goal, too. Just a great night for him.
Carreras on is the 6th attacker with 3:30 to go. Guillerme from distance, knocked out of there. Chance for a counter now. Here's Bradley with it. Bradley being picked up by Monaleros, who takes one in the face. And no call. Bradley shot and a goal. Montoleros upset with the officials. But you got to keep playing.
Yeah, he stopped, and you can't do that, especially in a situation where your goaltender is not on the floor. Let's watch this. I mean, this is afterwards, and Bradley. I mean, that's just an open.
Yeah, I mean that's
an open.
Candy from a baby at that point.
Yeah,
so.
any professional is going to score that goal, and so it's you got to keep playing. I don't really have any way to put any more lipstick on it than that. You've got to keep playing in that spot.
So Milwaukee gets...
Now I will say, actually, if Montoleros couldn't see, that would be the one thing, because it did look like he got poked in the face, maybe towards the eye. If he couldn't see, or when you get poked in the eye like that, that can make you flinch. So that's absolutely a possibility there. I will throw that out. But yes, that's a spot where you can't let that happen, and now it certainly looks like the Wave are going to get out of here with a win.
Carreras not with the 6th attacker jersey on. Out there with Guilherme with it now. Silva is up as kind of the 6th attacker. Deep in the corner to Arico. Vandergriff in there with him, and Shamali will come out of there with it. Still 4-man scrum, and finally the whistle and a foul against the Wave. 2:45 to go. They're not going to put Carreras out as the 6th attacker anymore. They're going to keep Hugo out. A little surprised by that. Here's Guilherme, tries to get it off the boards, can't do it.
Great block by Hain, saw it perfectly.
Big chance here for Milwaukee with Silva out of the goal, and a little redirect by Chamalier, and you can put this one in the books for the Wave here tonight as they now lead at 6-2.
And 6-2 is not, that flatters the visitors, absolutely. This was a closer game than that. But Milwaukee here showing the Tropics that, yes, they've come a long way. Frankly, I do think it's them or Kansas City for that second spot. I think they've got a great shot at making a run at the playoffs in their 3rd season. But it is also true that the Wave are the class of this division, and they will continue to be so until somebody steps to them. Florida's given them their first real test here, but the Wave are composed enough and comfortable enough to get out of here with a real, I mean, this is the kind of victory that wins divisions. A scrappy game, a tense game, kind of a chippy game, a defensive game that they were able to grind out on the road.
Lyris there. Bennett gets it ahead to Ferdinand. Silva back in goal. Ferdinand has got a runner in front of Bennett, and a nice block by Guilherme.
And at this point, Silva's out there because they don't want to make this look like a blowout. He's out there for aesthetic reasons.
Speaking of blowouts, Orlando laying the wood to Mississauga tonight over at the Silver Spurs Arena. It's now 12-7 late in that one.
Oh, I know the Seawolves have a lot of attacking talent, and they've just sort of been waiting to unlock it. And that is exactly what's happened to poor Mississauga tonight.
Orlando will be here next Saturday. That is the next start for the Tropics.
I would expect that game to be much more open-ended than this one, a lot more high scoring, and I think the Tropics will come out in that game with a lot of pressure and try to intimidate the Seawolves here at home. Really looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, that should be fun. As we said, that's the first of 6 meetings between the two.
Kind of hoping to see a little rivalry develop too, to be honest.
And there's the 7th for Milwaukee. They don't call a potential handball there.
But it went in off of the forearm of Ferdinand. We can see a replay.
Bennett and Ferdinand combine.
It might be Bennett's first point of the game. Let's see here. No, it was his head. Yep. Okay, my mistake.
Got a head on it.
Yep. So I believe that is Bennett's first point of the game.
I think you're right. And if you'd have told me coming in tonight that Ian Bennett would leave here with just 1 assist and no goals, I'd have put a couple of brass farthings down on the Tropics' chances to win it. But as it looks, it'll be a lopsided looking loss that wasn't as bad as the score indicates. The Ambush and Comets will be road games early in January, and then the Tropics come back right next January 12th. The next home game after the Orlando game on the 29th is also Orlando on January 12th.
Tropics would love to see that road trip reversed. I think to play Kansas City less than 24 hours after St. Louis on the road like that is tough. And I think if they can take 1 out of 2 there, they'll be happy. But that game next weekend against Orlando. That is a big, big game.
And then Milwaukee will make its second and final appearance here January 19th. So
the great thing about the format change is that it makes the division so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And every game matters.
Yep, no doubt about it. That will be a big one with Orlando a week from tonight. Bennett going to make a bid to get on the score sheet.
He's looking to get his goal.
Toulouse, stride for stride with Ian. No whistle. So we're down to the final half minute. Milwaukee still with pressure. Toulouse will look for Marangoni, but Viega intercepts. Now Hain and Ruiz battle. Alvis has it knocked out of play by Hain. So, yep, the 29th, a week from tonight, we'll be back at it, and it will be a big one. The Tropics will fall to 2-3 on the season, and what perhaps the rest of the South Central really fears is that Milwaukee will just kind of run away and hide with this thing, and the other 4 teams in the division will just kind of go on this round robin of beating each other up over the course of the season, and who survives might be anybody's guess. Long shot by Reyes goes well wide. And there's the final horn. So Milwaukee comes in, gives up the first goal of the game less than 90 seconds in, and then just pulls away with their deep roster and talented roster. Josh Lemos with a big game. And all in all, a good night for Milwaukee. Not a terrible night for the Tropics, as you said, Evan Weston. His final score will not reflect really the fact that the Tropics held their own for a lot of this ball game, and that's crazy sequence late in the second quarter. We'll get a quick look at it coming up. Really changed the whole complexion and outlook of this game. Instead of a 2-1 lead for the Tropics, it was a 2-1 lead for Milwaukee.
Yeah, it was that was the sequence of the game that just turned things around. And then Milwaukee getting their late 4th goal. That was huge near the end of the 3rd quarter. And at the end of it, a late chance as Florida got the shootout goal for Mugin, but then the play with the 6th attacker, and then that was it.
We'll see you a week from tonight when the Orlando Seawolves visit the final here tonight from Lakeland, Milwaukee 7, Florida 2. Have a great weekend, everybody.